After 3 fast criterium stages, the final stage of the Tour of Gippsland powered by Warragul Toyota would be a test of the climbing ability of the riders of the National Road Series. And the big question, would Raphael Freienstein and Emily Roper hold on to their overall leads? With an average gradient of 11.5%, the 4.7 kilometre time trial was a brutal tour finale, and as expected, the riders were nervous.
I expect to be pretty big time gaps, to be honest. I drove for the first time then and it looks pretty serious, so we'll see how we go.
There's always a bit of nerves before a TT like this because there's nowhere to hide.
Just leave it all on the road, all uphill. It's going to be about a 20-minute effort, I think, so I just got to treat it like a threshold test, I guess.
Yeah, it's another tough effort today up Mt Baw Baw, and we worked hard for this in just a slight 7-second lead, so hopefully I have fresh legs today and can defend the overall lead.
For Jason Lee, the nerves peaked again on the start line, almost toppling over. He was quickly told to stop and wait and would be allowed to restart after the final rider had left. The young climbing specialist Connor Brown from Mobius Bridge Lane was confident of his ability and was setting a cracking tempo.
Get the clock, I tell you what, this is going to be quick. Stops the clock, 19:23, new leader. 19:23, new leader.
Oliver's Real Food had done everything to set Nick White up to be within striking distance of the Tour lead. It was now up to him to try and close the 7-second gap to Raphael Freienstein. The German hill climb champion Freienstein set off 1 minute after White, and the showdown was on. 19:23 scored him the stage win, but the battle for overall honours between White and Freienstein was on in earnest. White hit the line 3 seconds slower than Brown to be second on the stage, and the focus immediately went to the man in yellow. With only 7 seconds up his sleeve, it was going to be close. Freienstein flashed across the line 0.4 of a second slower than White to claim third on the stage and hold on to the overall Tour victory. Connor Brown's ride moved him up to third overall, behind the great battle between Freienstein and White.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Just went full gas and I saw the time on the Garmin coming into the finish and I knew I was on a pretty good ride.
And an added bonus for the German rider for in-form make, Raf now regains the overall lead in the National Road Series.
I'm super stoked to keep the 7-second lead over Nick White. It was head-to-head. So yeah, super stoked to finally get my first NRS overall win.
With only 4 seconds between Emily Roper and Jamie Gunning in the overall women's race, the question was whether either of them could hold off the pure climbers of the peloton. Two Queenslanders in first and second place overall. You know each other reasonably well. Do you think you've got the better legs over Emily Roper?
I definitely wouldn't say that. I think Emily's always been known to be the better climber.
She's just off camera here.
Yeah. But at the same time, I didn't think I'd be in contention for this jersey this weekend, so I have surprised myself. Might do it again today.
It's a pretty steep climb and added the rain into it. It might be a bit slippery up there, but I've got Jamie in front of me, so at least it'll be a character chase up the hill, so we'll see how we go.
Justine Barrow, previously a winner on the slopes of Baw Baw, was hopeful of a strong ride and quickly got into her rhythm. Bree Wilson was another rider likely to ascend well, and when she took off at the bottom, she was immediately setting fast times. The Queensland youngster Jamie Gunning was the second last to go, and the early checks indicated she was struggling. Tour leader Emily Roper set off after Gunning, but her biggest threats were the pure climbers that had started earlier. Justine Barrow's time of 23:39 was good enough for third. She was 3 seconds slower than Katie Banerjee. When she hit the line, she had the second fastest time. But collecting her first NRS stage win was Bree Wilson. 23:28 was super quick from the Splat Lawyers rider. Emily Roper reached the summit with the 5th fastest time, 1 minute 36 seconds behind the stage winner, but narrowly holding onto the overall win by 4 seconds to Bree Wilson.
I'm really surprised, but at the same time, like, climbing's really the only thing that I can do well, so I'm really happy.
I actually came into the tour hoping that I'd win a stage, so taking out the whole tour is really great.